guys, I'm Holly.
I'm Ray.
And we're the Unfiltered
Filtered
Flair. Every time you do it better than me. I need to practice some flair in the mirror, I think.
We should do jazz hands.
Just some little jazz hands or something. So we're joined today, and yes, you can hear my 1-year-old in the background because she's crazy and childcare fell through, but we're going to go with it anyway. So we're joined by Amelie. Amelie has fibromyalgia like me, and she's just come on to talk a little bit about it.
Yeah. Hi.
Nice to meet you. So tell us a little bit about yourself first.
I'm 21. I live at home with my parents and my siblings. I'm unable to work, unfortunately, so I'm homebound most of the time.
Yeah.
I love reading and watching films and shows.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite book, TV show, film?
Oh my god, there's loads.
I'm a massive reader, so
I love reading.
Yeah, honestly, I'm I love the classics, like Wuthering Heights is my absolute favourite. But then quite recently, over the last year, I've really got into ACOTAR and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that everywhere. I haven't got that yet though. But...
Yeah. It's so good, and my partner's just like, "Are you reading fairy porn again?" I'm like, "No," but it is good. So, do you not work due to your fibro? Is that your main sort of reason? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, it's also my ME.
Oh right, okay.
ME. So yeah, I just physically can't work.
Can't do it. Yeah. So you've got fibro and ME.
Yeah.
So do they cross over at all? Are there similar symptoms?
Yeah. They're very similar, so they don't really overlap each other. They kind of just merge one. So it's very it was hard trying to figure out which was fibro and which was ME.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Very similar. Yeah.
So do you get days? Because I know with my type 1 and my fibro sort of set each other off. So if I'm having really bad blood sugar days, a lot of the time that will then cause me to go into a fibro flare as well. So do you find that your ME and fibro sort of do that to each other?
Yeah, they're definitely yeah.
So you've got no break ever, really?
No, and that is the most difficult thing. And trying to explain that is the fact that even when I'm sat here and I look healthy, everything's in pain. Every part of my body is just so fatigued and everything is just, it's not great. And I do have days if I'm in a crash, then the majority of the time my pain is obviously heightened. And
and I think to look at you look, I don't know how to say this correctly, but you look like a relatively normal 21-year-old. I wouldn't look at you and think you had any kind of disability, which I guess is one of the biggest problems these days, is so many disabilities, chronic illnesses are completely invisible.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the biggest challenge as well, is needing help, but then when you ask for it, someone's like, well, why? What's wrong with you? You look absolutely healthy.
That's crazy. So how did you end up getting diagnosed with both then?
Well, it was really it was a really difficult process. So I think it started in 2018 when I was experiencing symptoms like my fatigue and just pain, and I remember having to get up for school and just being so incredibly tired and not being able to hold myself up, and then I'd be sat in the car and my neck was just I just couldn't hold my head up. And I remember not being able to concentrate at school, not being able to think and all that. So we went to the doctors and they said it was vitamin D deficiency. So I went on vitamin D, went on high ones, and then obviously it improved a little bit, but it wasn't really doing anything. So we went back to the doctors, and then I was diagnosed with depression. So I
They
then
love that one, don't they?
yeah. So I
That's
then
their
went,
go-to. There's nothing wrong with you. You're depressed. Get this.
yeah,
Take some tablets. You'll be fine. That is a doctor's, GP's
yeah.
favourite. Did they not do similar to you, Ray? Were you not told, like, maybe it's mental rather than physical?
Yeah, I was told I was anemic as well. And there's
Yeah,
just so, and
me
vitamin
too.
D was mine as well.
I feel
I
like
feel like,
Yeah,
deficiency and mental health are like some sort of vitamin
yeah,
deficiency and some sort of mental health problems are their instant go-tos with
yeah,
yeah,
chronic
we're just
illness.
making it up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, or you're just
Yeah.
lying because, you know, I love pretending I'm in absolute agony
Yeah,
every day.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
crazy.
I was also anemic. They like put me on
yeah,
well. Yeah. So I went to CAMS and like I had like 6 sessions I think over 6 weeks, and it just wasn't. It just nothing was getting
Did
better.
nothing.
Wasn't
And how
obviously
did you
improving.
find CAMS? Because I personally, I never experienced them myself, but I do have a younger sister who has legitimately gone through some quite severe mental health issues. And she was recommended to CAMS. And personally, I'm not a big fan from personal experience. But how did you find them?
I wasn't really sure about them. So
Yeah.
I was also diagnosed with anxiety, which I definitely did have. I
Yeah.
had really bad like panic attacks,
Yeah.
and I get like quite like violent with myself in those like panic attacks. And then so I don't really know. I feel like it wasn't really beneficial for me, and I just felt like it wasn't like I was kind of handed sheets the whole time, and it was kind of
Yeah.
just off
Like
sheets. Everything was
worksheets,
like
yeah.
sheets, do this and things, and
There's no
yeah.
personal connection, like, you know,
No,
like person on person, is there?
no, there wasn't, and
Give
it
me
was
1
just
second.
very.
Keep talking, I'll be right back.
It was really weird. Like she like made me make this box of like to help when I was in like a panic attack, which obviously
yeah,
when you're in a panic attack, I don't think you think, oh, I'm going to go get this box and get these things
yeah.
out. You just you
You
can't
stress
really.
yourself even
Yeah,
more.
yeah. That
Yeah,
just happened. Yeah. So I personally didn't feel like it helped me.
I feel like
Yeah.
the wait time is so long. Did you get seen quite quickly?
I was actually quite surprised like how quickly I managed to do it. I think I was only waiting a couple of months. But I think obviously this was in 2018 where it
Yeah,
was smoother. Like everything
it was before COVID, so
yeah. So wait times weren't as long. Yeah.
I think, is it crazy to you guys how, like, COVID is still messing us up? Like,
yeah,
how many years down the line now? 5, at
Yeah.
least? Like, COVID has still affected, like, doctor surgeries, appointments, waiting times. Like, I get it was this big, massive thing, but, like, when are we coming out of this issue?
yeah. I mean, I assume you missed your GCSEs
Yeah.
because my boyfriend is your age, so because I'm 2 years younger.
Did you
I'm
Okay.
guys miss
19.
GCSEs?
I was the first
You
year
were,
to
yeah.
do it after, and they gave us so many like I don't really know what to call them, but they took out a lot of the content, so we didn't
Yeah.
do like the full GCSEs. We missed a lot of the topics.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't do mine, and I was actually so relieved I didn't have to do mine because oh my god. So I was off. Oh my god, when was I diagnosed? 2019, beginning of 2019. And I was off school before that, so I was off school in 2018. So it was I think beginning of year 10. That's when I stopped going to school. And for like months I was just homebound, like I was literally bedbound for those months. And then I did a homeschooling, and it was in a school unit, and there was I think it was just me and another girl at first, and then I think there was 4 other people ended up being. So I did that. I did my year 10 and year 11 there, but it was a reduced timetable, so it was only like a couple of days a week and only for a couple of hours. And I only did maths, English and science at first, and then I dropped science because I just like all the workload was too much. So I managed to just do maths and English. Yeah, but we didn't have to do our GCSEs then, which I was so glad about. I was
And
stressing.
they
I
put
don't know
so
how.
much stress on kids. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, I did
they
my
do.
GCSEs a long time ago, longer than you guys, and like I'm way past it. I can't really remember much of it, but all I do remember is the amount of stress they put on you. Like, these are going to affect the rest of your life if you do
They don't.
badly. And
It's
they don't,
so,
I'm sorry, but they don't mean that much. You get out of school, a couple
yeah.
years later, you look back and you go, oh, like, you know, and if you desperately need it, you can retake them.
Yeah, if you get the grades where you need to be and then you
Yeah.
don't get any higher, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I teach ages, I don't know, I've got a year 4 actually starting until year 13. So yeah, and they do get pushed really hard, and they don't, like, the content that they do, they actually don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Like, year 6 does not need to be learning the things that they do, and
And like,
even year 11.
yeah, and like in terms of like, okay, I don't get me wrong, I love Shakespeare, I love all of that stuff. I did
Yeah,
acting, you know,
you
those
can
sorts of
choose
things.
it.
But also, like, what life skills is that giving anyone? Do you know what I mean? It's never like, it's never going to pay off in the real world, which is crazy. Yeah, so it sounds like you kind of went through a lot around the years 2019 then, and you know, between COVID and COVID and can you stop? Can you just stop? Oh, yes, 1 second, guys.
That must have been really hard because obviously healthcare was under a strain next year in
She is
2022.
making my editing job very hard this week.
Yeah, it was difficult. But I did have a name that I had in the start of 2019. So it was an OT nurse and a physical therapist, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
And I like they were great. They were amazing. They they saw me. I think it was every week or every 2 weeks. This time is like really hazy. Like when people ask me like when I like what happened when I was diagnosed and all this, I don't remember a lot because it was mainly like my mum just was on it. She was doing everything. I literally was in bed for months, and people like asked me like, surely it wasn't like that. It literally was like I was in bed for months. I would wake up to go to the toilet and maybe eat a little bit, and then I would literally be back asleep. Like I felt like I was in almost like a coma. Like I was awake, but I wasn't.
And no wonder you feel depressed, and no wonder you do end up with mental health issues if you literally do nothing but lay in bed all day because you have no other choice.
Yeah.
What do these GPs expect? You know, you can't physically stay positive if all you see is the four walls around you.
Yeah, I really struggled with that side of things for ages, and I was just feeling sad all the time, angry, like I was just very, yeah, it wasn't good, and I think I had that until about 2022, and that's when I saw
That's a long time.
Yeah, so it was a CBT therapist, and she kind of was like, you know, like you must be grieving, and I was like, yeah, like actually that's
Grieving
how
your
I feel.
life.
Yeah, but that was like the first time someone had actually said to me like
Put
it's
it in those words.
yeah, and I felt so like I don't know validated, and like the way she spoke to me about it, and then I was like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like I'm grieving my old life. I'm grieving the life I'm never gonna have. Like I'm grieving the fact that this is like a life sentence.
And I think as a 21-year-old, I mean, obviously you were younger at the time, but those are the years when you should be going out, you know, going to clubs, whatever, you know, enjoying your life with friends. So to have that taken away from you is it must be soul destroying in a way.
Yeah, it really was. I was 14 when I first got ill, and it just and then obviously I was at home for that whole. I've been at home since I was 14, 21 now. It's just like those whole years
honey, that's horrible.
of my teenage years are just gone. Like I've literally I feel like I've just spent my whole life in this room.
Yeah. Are you in a place now where you're able to do a bit more, or you are?
I think,
okay, that's
yeah.
good.
After I think the turning point was the end of 2022. 22, the start of 23, and that's when I started like just being able to live a bit more. And I feel like I'm doing a lot better now than I was, especially mentally. But I am able to do more now than I was, which is
previously were.
Yeah,
and I think even as I mean, I'm almost 32, and I get so down sometimes that my body's failing me at such a young age. And I think that holds me back so much. I should be able to do this. I should be able to go out and have a crazy busy day with my daughter and then not feel absolutely rubbish for 3 or 4 days afterwards. But you explaining it as someone who is so much younger than I am, it's just hard. I really do feel for you, because all the feelings you have, I've experienced, but I am a little bit older, and I did have those teenage years before I got so poorly with the fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
So what are some of your main symptoms then? If you could say to someone, okay, look, if you're having these symptoms, go and ask your doctor about ME, go and ask your doctor about fibro, get tested. I know there's not a specific test, is there, for fibro, but go and talk to your doctor about it. What would those sort of key points be for you?
The fatigue, obviously. I think
Yeah, of course. And is that not one of the worst ones? Honestly, the fact that I can't even, and I don't know if you get this, but even eating sometimes, I'll be sat next to my partner and we're having tea, and I'm like, Tom, I'm too tired. Like, I physically cannot, like, even picking this food up on a fork and putting it to my mouth is killing me.
I have that all the time. It's the putting your arm out and picking up a fork and bringing it to your mouth. I just can't do it sometimes. It's so tiring, and then having to like chew and just it's just too much. I can't.
Do you get so I get jaw pain as well a lot with my fibro. So not only am I exhausted, but then my jaw is absolutely killing, and it's just like it puts you off even wanting food, really.
I really struggle with that. Like, I've had times when like my mum or my dad is like, I'm just gonna feed you. I'm like, please don't feed me.
Don't feed me. Yeah, and I get that 100%.
I just can't do it. It is exhausting. And I can't do it. So my mum has started making me smoothies every day. She's like, just have that.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Because it's it's just easy accessible food then, isn't it? You just have to drink it. But I totally get when you said please don't feed me. I totally get that, because my partner will sometimes try and take over things for me and help me, and as much as it would give me a much needed break, like, don't take that independence from me. Don't take that from me.
And it's overcoming, like, I don't know, I feel like you really take a hit to your dignity, like having all that done for you, and
massively.
That's taken me years to just be able to accept help and just and be able to ask for help. Like, I have to have my meat cut for me because my hands are just too weak,
painful,
or it's too painful to do it. So my dad cuts up my meat for me and like things like that.
Oh, bless him. Sounds like you've got a really supportive family.
Yeah, my parents have been amazing. Like, especially my mum, she has been on it and everything.
That's
and I've
amazing.
got 3 younger siblings, and they've all obviously grown up watching me being ill, and
so they understand it quite well.
They do understand it. Yeah, they are good. There are still, like, days when they're not quite understanding, and like, but
of course, they're younger, and
but my little brother is 11. My youngest brother, he's 11.
Is that the one you were telling me about?
He's just been diagnosed with ME as well.
Oh, bless him. That's even younger still. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been really difficult.
So is it hereditary?
So there's not a lot of research obviously on that, but you kind of don't make your own guesses, and like I think it can be, because my dad's brothers both had it.
Right, okay. So that makes sense then. It's your family.
So I think it can be hereditary. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously the medical research isn't there, but it's just I've got it. My brother's got it.
So it just makes sense. So can you, so obviously I know loads about fibro. I've been suffering with it for 6 or 7 years now. I think maybe longer, but undiagnosed. Like, I look back now and I think, oh, that makes sense with the fibro, the overexhaustion, I explain it to people as I feel like I'm trying to wade through water. Like some days
That's
it feels
how
like
I say it. I'm like trying to run through water and your body's just not letting
it happen. You've got all this resistance, and then also sort of say that it's like having the pains from the flu, but times 100. When they're just widespread all over your body.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Tell us a little bit about ME. So I don't know heaps about it. You're being really unhelpful right now, Gracie. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about ME because I don't know loads.
So it's so you have obviously the fatigue side of things, but it's not just like it's not like a healthy person's tired. It's like it's a completely different thing, as I'm sure you're like aware. Yeah, it's completely different thing. But then there's also the PEM, which is post exertion malaise. So just doing little tasks like having a shower, it just wipes it out of you, exhausts you. Like little things like if I got out of bed and just made the bed like that. Oh
that's exhausting.
Yeah, exhausting. Just every little day things that you like a healthy person wouldn't think twice about is exhausting, and it does cause PM. So it's very it can. And then obviously bigger things like if I went out Saturday, and yesterday I was so exhausted
poorly from it.
And it's that fatigue that hits you. It can hit you like in like a few minutes or like a few hours or a few days. So that is kind of PM kind of then can lead on to crashes. Which are just when I'm bedbound with crashes. And they can last days or weeks. And I feel like I've been in a bad crash for a couple of months now. And just my body's just not. It's just
coming out of it.
It's not working.
So do you take anything then for your ME? Are you on any medication for it?
There's not really anything out there that's
so it's quite similar to fibro in that way that you can kind of take stuff that might help it.
Yeah.
So I take antidepressants.
Okay.
Which they do help with depression, but they're also help with nerve pain. And then I take cocodamol as and when I need it, and naproxen, but there's no sort of wonder drug that's going to stop it from happening in the first place.
No, I was put on amitriptyline, which is an antidepressant, when I
okay, so my partner's taken that before.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't find it helped at all. It just made me even more exhausted.
Which it does have effects in it that can make you drowsy, so it's just kind of useless, isn't it?
Yeah, and I also then had codeine, but that just made me tired as well. So I stopped taking them. I'm not really on anything. I don't really.
Yeah, it sounds like there's no winning really, because the drugs that might help with the fibro pain are going to affect your ME and sort of vice versa. So it sounds like you're stuck in a pretty. Is there anything else you can do? So obviously, with fibro, they do say to like exercise, and I mean, which is the worst advice ever, because it's like, okay, great, I'll exercise more, but then I'll be in a flare up because I'm in so much pain from exercising. But sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't really exercise much. I don't really do much.
I don't blame you, you know.
And then that was suggested. I got diagnosed with ME. That was suggested. It was like, you've got to stay active, but it just doesn't work. Like, it just, because of the PM, like, it does not work.
Yeah. Anything you do is just going to set you into that sort of crash eventually anyway.
I have started going to like a really gentle Pilates. So I started that with my grandma, actually.
Oh, lovely.
I started going, and everyone in the class is like 50 years and up, which is
but
great.
It works great.
Yeah, because it's a very gentle, easy class, and you just do what you can do. And it's not like a set class. Like I go when I can.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And it does feel like I do loosen up, like all my joints and everything feel a bit looser. But then I'm just in pain afterwards, and it literally wipes me out for the rest of the week, so I can't do anything for the rest of the
It's
week.
all like, it's just a vicious circle, it sounds like, either way.
Yeah, it is really difficult, and like learning. So the only thing you can do really with ME that I've found that I can do is pacing. So it's just pacing yourself, doing slowly, and that's really all I can do, because it's such an unpredictable illness. Like you don't know how you're going to feel the next morning. Like when you wake up, you don't know how you're going to feel in 10 minutes. You don't know how you're going to feel in an hour. Like it's just so, I don't know, it's a really difficult thing to have to learn to do. And like, you have a completely different mind. Like you have to shift your mind completely. Like you've got to stop thinking as you would before you got ill. Yeah.
It just sounds so exhausting. Like without the fatigue that comes with it, it just sounds like it's absolutely exhausting. And
yeah, it
I
is.
think you're incredible for dealing with it every day.
It is exhausting, and like then you've also got, so those are obviously the obvious symptoms.
Yeah.
But you've also got things like obviously brain fog, which you get with fibro as well. And it's not just like it's not, I don't know, like it's not just brain fog. It's like having to think and having to like talk. Like a lot of the time, I'll be talking and I don't know. I know what I want to say, but I can't get
the words out. Yeah.
Or like I'll speak, but my words come out like all jumbled, and I don't actually say a word. It's all just kind of which I find really difficult.
I find it frustrating because I've always prided myself on being, I don't want to say like, overly intelligent and stuff like that, but I do like knowing things. I like learning. I like sort of taking in as much knowledge as I can. So on the days when the brain fog is particularly bad, I struggle with that a lot, because I'm like, I feel like I'm getting dumber, to if that makes sense. I feel like I'm losing a lot of my abilities, and like it's the stupidest thing. So in Bristol we have something called the South Mead S. I imagine it's everywhere, but we draw it in Bristol and it's called the South Mead S, and it's like 3 little lines, you draw an S out of it. And I was working in a school at the time, and I was trying to show these kids how to draw this, and I'd literally just drawn it 3 or 4 times, and so this kid asked me to show him how to do it, and I forgot. I've been drawing this my whole life, in school we would doodle it and all that stuff, and I just physically, and I could have cried, I'm just looking at this whiteboard and this pen, and I'm kicking myself trying to remember what I had just literally done 3 times in a row. And it hurt, like my brain actually hurts so much from trying to do it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
It was just like, what? Like, and then there was another one where it was like, I was trying my hardest to remember Jamie Lang's name. Like, how stupid is that? I was like, what's his name? But it's like, so like, I just feel like my mental ability just disappears altogether.
Yeah, it like that is
You just wipe, like, you just go from like the normal person you are to like just someone else completely.
Yeah.
But
it feels very demeaning, and you just don't feel like a person.
Yeah.
I was at an Indian the other day, and I was trying to think. I think it was a chicken korma, and I kept saying masala, and I was like, no, the orange one. And my family was like, no, you mean masala? I was like, no. I
And when someone doesn't understand it as well, you're like, please, like, try and take what I'm thinking.
Like, just talk.
Some empathy right now.
Yeah.
It is demeaning, and so I do get quite confused with a low level, Ray. Like when you're having a hypo, is that?
Yeah, especially when I'm teaching, I'm just like, what am I doing?
On another class altogether.
Yeah. Like someone will ask me a simple question, or I'll be doing a simple maths question, and it will go out of my head, and I'll forget like what's 10 plus 4.
And you just feel so stupid, don't you? You just feel so like ridiculous in that moment.
Yeah, definitely.
It is so frustrating.
Yeah. I have moments where like brain feels I just feel like it's not there, and I have like concentrating. I struggle concentrating, and I feel like I have glaze over. So I'll be, and no one else notices apart from my mum. So my mum she's amazing, like picking up on every little thing that is kind of going on with me. And like she'll be like, "Oh, Amelie, you're glazing over. You're glazing over." I'm like, I can feel myself doing it, but I can't get out of it. It's really difficult.
It's really tough, and it sounds like your mum's really good at sort of advocating for you and like picking up on those signs and how you're reacting and those things.
Yeah, I've been very, very lucky to have her throughout all of it.
Yeah, it's so tough. So I think like the other thing is like Ray, I'd love to hear a bit more like kind of brief on your diagnosis story and how you kind of were let down by medical professionals as well. But tell us a little bit about your chronic illness then, because we've sort of discussed that obviously it is very different to type 1, but you also get hypos and those sort of things. So I'd love to learn more about it.
Well, I didn't get it. I think with a lot of chronic conditions, you get it from having something else.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can just get it, but I had a perforated stomach ulcer. I think it was Christmas 2023, and it was Christmas Eve, and I felt ill. I threw up a lot of blood, and yeah, I was in Cyprus, so they were actually really good with me. They sent me home on Christmas Day, and I was back in Boxing Day for a week, and they basically like gave me an endoscopy and clipped my ulcer. But after that, I couldn't really eat anything. I had basically just white carbs, like really plain food.
Yeah.
And I still wasn't getting better. And everyone just kind of, we went back to the doctors, just kept going back. And I think at that point, I'd have like 3 endoscopies just to check that it's going. And it was gone within like 4 months, I think.
And they're quite tough as well, aren't they, endoscopies? I've only ever had one, but I just remember it being not a very nice experience.
They're not nice. I think I'm going to have another one a bit soon because it's kind of coming back. So I don't really think there's... Sorry. Yeah, so I just wasn't getting better. And I think it's, I don't know, I was at the GP's a lot. I felt like I was living there. And I remember this one woman, she phoned me up, and my mum actually complained about her because she like escorted my mum out of her room. She like stood up and held the door open.
Wow.
When she told her about my diagnosis, because she rang us up and it was a phone appointment. I've been to the doctors probably about 15 times asking for help. And she explained that I was anemic, and she said about this treasure chest and how that I don't have enough coins in my treasure chest, so I'm going to feel ill. Like, she explained it so slowly, like I was 3.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I was referred to a gastroenterologist when I was ill. So I was back in hospital in England. And after my second endoscopy, they referred me, and it was an urgent one. So it actually took about 1.5 years for the referral to come through and then to say that I've got an appointment ready. But we didn't wait for that. We didn't wait for that. We went private. So luckily enough, I was...
Okay, yeah.
My nan paid for a small policy for me. And
yeah,
otherwise I don't know what we would have done. But we saw someone quite...
And it's such a shame that you felt that your best option was to pay for medical care, you know, because we are quite lucky in the UK that we receive medical care, for free. But you felt that you weren't looked after well enough, that you trusted the NHS to continue your care, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And that...
I had private as well to be diagnosed. My grandparents.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, my grandparents helped pay for that appointment.
Wow. I think one thing we all share is we had some pretty cool grandparents.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So you went private. So at what point did you decide okay, I've had enough of this now, they're not sort of giving me the care I need, I'm going to go and pay for a private consultation, essentially.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was such a long-winded comment. So Amelie, what point did you decide to go private?
Oh my God, when did I go private? I think it was in January of 2019. So I'd been off school and ill since October, I think. So I think it was a point where my GP was, at that time, my GP surgery is not the best. But there was a guest doctor and she was amazing, and she tested me I think 3 different times because she for glandular fever, because that's what she thought it was originally. All 3 tests came back negative. And then she did loads of other blood tests and things. I felt like I was literally drained of blood for months.
Yeah, it's exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think she then suggested that it could be ME or POTS, and my mum was like, actually, I've been reading up, and I think it could be ME as well. And she was like, the thing is, I can't it's going to be a real struggle to get you diagnosed. It'll be a long wait list. And she was like, but I can suggest you go in private. So it was actually her that suggested it.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Yeah, and it was, she was like, I think it'd be your best bet. And then obviously my parents were very, very open to doing that, and they just wanted me to get diagnosed.
To get the care you needed.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So both of you actually got your diagnosis through going privately then. So I think that says a ton about, unfortunately, our NHS system at the moment, and the long wait lists and the lack of wanting to do tests for certain things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then what happened next with you, Ray? So you obviously decided to go private. So what was kind of the process after that?
So I went private for another endoscopy, so my 3rd one, because they were just taking a long time. So a few months later, my mum and dad took me private. He was really good. And after he said, your stomach's basically healed now. You've got some gastroenteritis. I can't say that word. Gastroenteritis or something. Which is common after what you've had. So he said, I think you've maybe got something like Addison's disease or reactive hypoglycemia. And my mum actually had a cortisol deficiency, which it took a year to find. So it could have been something like that, but it wasn't. So he refers me to an endocrinologist, and he's really good. He was lovely, and he did a test. So there's 2 different types of tests you can do. There's a oral glucose test, which is when they give you sugar, and they give you a blood test every hour for 5 hours, and they monitor
to see how it sort of affects your blood glucose levels. That's interesting.
So I had one of them privately, and I fell to 1.6.
Wow, that's so low.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was I couldn't stand up. They tried to get me into the blood testing room, and they were holding me, and so I failed that one. But the other
That's so crazy to me. Sorry to interrupt, but the fact that obviously if I have a low blood sugar, it's lack of sugar in my body. Whereas for you, or it's too much insulin for me. Whereas for you, actually having sugar drops you right down. It's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, you kind of just need to wait it out. I just sleep it off and walk it a bit. But it kind of just sends you into a deep sleep anyway. So you just lay there. But no, I mean the second test you can't do on the NHS, on the privately. So I was actually quite lucky. He got me into his NHS. Quite quickly.
So he did a bit of both then. So that's really good.
It still hurts me that you can pay to get into it. I don't think that should be it. But But he did the other test, and I actually passed that test.
Okay.
So that's a mixed meal test. So it basically means that I can have like 30% carbs with loads of protein.
Okay, so as long as you've got protein sort of alongside those carbs, you can have the odd bit of carb. Okay, so that's quite good.
Yeah. So like potatoes, I never eat pasta or rice. I
Yeah.
never eat anything sugary, but I have a bit of potato sometimes, and sweet
Yeah.
potatoes.
I
So
suppose
because
sweet
I
potato
passed
is
that
quite
one,
low, isn't it?
no, so it's actually a really high GI, so they're
Oh,
really
is
sugary.
it?
But because they're complex, so they break
Yeah.
down slower, so
Differently,
it gives
right,
your body
okay.
time to figure it out.
Yeah.
So they are
That's
better.
crazy. Like, life without pasta to me is just...
I used to live on pasta.
Oh
I mean,
my
if I
God, I eat
stayed away
pasta
for
so
uni,
much.
if I stayed away for uni, that's what you eat most
It
of the
is, yeah, exactly. Pasta, rice, those quick sort of easy
Yeah, exactly.
meals.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
just have like packets of salami and pepperoni in the fridge and ham, and I just like when I have a hyper, I just like start eating them.
Start eating the protein. But
Yeah.
do you feel like I feel... So if I'm really hungry, all I crave is carbs.
Yeah.
So, like,
Sweets. I love a
yeah,
bag of pick and mix.
those sorts of comfort foods are all like carby and high in sugar. So that must be a
Yeah.
nightmare, because to me, like, you know, eating a bit of ham out of the fridge just wouldn't sate that sort of
No.
hunger.
No. Especially when you're on your time of the month. I mean,
Oh my God.
pregnancy is going
Yeah.
to be a bit of a hard one.
Pregnancy's going to be a nightmare. You're going to be craving all this sweet stuff.
No. Might have to give in to it for a minute.
Yeah,
But
just take the hypo.
yeah, I mean, once you get a hyper, I think you can agree that you just keep getting them.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've had so many over this last week, and then I was in this celebratory weekend for a bar mitzvah,
Oh, right.
and I was like sitting there, and I was like, I need to go home, but
Yeah.
obviously you can't.
Just got to keep going somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good overall.
I'm sure we've all experienced that, of just sitting
Yeah.
there and just knowing you need to get out of there as fast as possible, but at the same time, just can't. It's so hard.
Yeah, you just kind of have to ignore it, but
Yeah.
can't.
So one thing when I was pregnant with Gracie is they said that high blood sugars really affects the baby, and it
Really?
might be different with you, so obviously don't take this as gospel, and that
Mm.
low blood sugars hurt me, they won't hurt her. So I mean, I imagine with you, if you were to be pregnant and having a low, the baby would still be quite
Yeah.
safe
Yeah.
inside you. So eat that sweet treat when you need it every now and then.
Yeah. No, I will. I don't think
Yeah.
I've had a sweet in like a year now.
Wow.
I've
So is it
chopped
even small amounts? So say you just had like one, like, I don't know, one boiled sweet or something like that, would that
Yeah.
affect you?
So any sweets would immediately affect me.
Yeah.
They also make me feel sick now. So where I don't eat any sugar, when I have sugar, it just makes me feel ill.
Yeah.
So yeah. But if I have something like, I don't know, like 2 big bits of chicken, so like 25 grams of protein,
Yeah.
I can have a few chips with it, or maybe a tiny bite of a cupcake and something like that. But when I have a bite of a cupcake, you know, you want more, so I
Yeah.
don't really do it. I make my own, which is good.
Yeah.
And
So you make lower sugar
yeah, I
versions of it.
they're really sweet because I
Yeah.
use Dave syrup, which again it breaks
Okay.
down
Yeah.
very slowly, and then protein powder in it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's good. I bake something and then everyone comes and eats it. My
Gotta
boyfriend's
share.
always like, "Can you bake me something?" So yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
So what would your, so kind of what I said earlier, what would your top 5 like symptoms to sort of be aware of be for you? If you could say to someone, okay, if you get these few symptoms, go and ask about reactive hypoglycemia.
I think the biggest one is 3 to 4 hours after eating, you feel absolutely crap. like
So you just crash, like,
yeah, I think
yeah,
it's the symptoms are quite similar to when you get a low. So for me, I get the first thing I have is very bad eyesight. So
yeah,
like I can fully see. It's really weird. I can actually see, but I don't register that anything's there. So I'll walk
okay,
into stuff or I'll
yeah,
just trip over. So it's just like I'm just not really into it.
yeah, kind of floating
Um,
around, I guess, like,
yeah, it feels like
yeah,
you're drunk.
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Um,
but I also get very dizzy. I feel sick a lot of the time.
yeah,
And I like the biggest thing is me just laying vertically. I just need to lay down. Like
just
I
lie
will
down and
lay
don't move.
anywhere. I just need to lay down.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, they're the main things for me, to be honest. But it's really
yeah,
like you've got to think about the trigger with the food,
and
because
it
that's
must
the
be
one
such
thing
a
that I
hard,
said to the doctor, and he was like, "Oh,
yeah,
that
that
it
makes
clicks."
sense, yeah.
Yeah,
So I think if people are having, like you said, sort of a few hours after eating, they're then starting to feel really crap and really sort of shaky, that's
yeah,
when it might be
shaky's
worth
number one,
bringing
and
it up to,
sweating.
and sweaty, yeah. So
Yeah,
again, it is very similar to my hypos, but
yeah,
whereas with mine, if I don't have sugar to bring my bloods back up, I can
yeah,
sort of feign have a fit, go into a
yeah.
coma. Yours is actually avoiding that sugar and perhaps even having some protein then.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, I haven't fainted in a while because I haven't had anything like, I say to my mum, I haven't been actually like really low in a while. And she went,
Yeah.
yeah, but you haven't had anything to make you low. Like, you're
And
not
now you've
eating.
probably just jinxed that.
Yeah. Actually, no, she's
Yeah.
touched some words. But I
Get
often get
spiked.
very like childish after. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just get very like
It's like that coming back up, I
hyper.
think. So
Yeah.
you go right down and then all of a sudden you like come straight back up.
Yeah. And I'll just start like, I don't know, just acting really stupid.
Yeah.
It's quite funny actually.
It's like your
It's like
body's
you're drunk.
reaction to that crash and then that rise, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
So you made me think of a question just now. So can you drink alcohol then? So with
No.
diabetics, none at all. So I tend to not drink. I might have the odd glass here and there, but basically when you're drinking alcohol, it sends my blood sugars right up. And then over the course of the next few hours, my blood sugars will suddenly crash and I can have a
Yeah.
really severe hypo. So would you avoid alcohol altogether then as well?
So a lot of the time, it's not the actual alcohol for me. It's the sugar in the alcohol. So technically, I can have vodka and gin because there's no actual sugar in
Yeah,
them.
because they're sugar free. But it's the
Yeah,
mixer, I suppose, if you were to
yeah,
have a Coke with it or
yeah.
whatever.
So if I have like a Coke Zero and some vodka, I usually would be okay. Anything like wine, beer,
Yeah,
tequila, kind of all of
yeah.
that is just no.
Or
But
any,
I feel
like, I
like,
suppose, cocktails or whatever would be really
yeah,
bad.
or
Yeah.
mocktails. Like everyone's like, "Oh, you don't drink, but you can have a mocktail." I'm like, I can't.
You know how
I
much
can
sugar's
drink
in that?
juice.
Like, yeah. So I need to
Um,
say, like, so Amelie, you're 21, and Ray, reminds me. How old are you
pardon.
again?
I'm 19.
You're
I'm 20 in a
19.
few months.
Oh, you're such babies. But, like, you're so young for both of you to have changed your lives so drastically. Like, I think that's crazy.
I think I've had a lot of support.
Yeah.
My
You've
parents have
both
been
got good
amazing.
families by the sounds of it that have really
Yeah,
helped you through.
yeah. I don't know what. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have. I don't know what I would have done without them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're both so lucky to have that support of amazing parents and,
Yeah.
amazing support system. And I think it's
definitely.
wonderful because, not I never had that. So I was mostly raised by my nan. My mum was involved, but she's a story all on her own. But she was never sort of around for like my fibro diagnosis and stuff like that. Very lucky to have an amazing partner and his family sort of support me a lot. But I do think it's great that you guys have those solid parents that have really helped you through with these things that have changed your life so massively.
Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy. Chronic illness is just awful, isn't it?
It is.
We're all so strong as well.
And
I
it
think you girls
sneaks
are
up on you.
wonderful.
Like, I was never ill as a child. Like,
Yeah.
I had a lot of tonsillitis, but I was never like, I don't know. You know when you go to the doctors and you're expecting them to say something's wrong, and they're like, "Oh no, you're fine."
You're
Like,
fine. It's just
genuinely, I was fine.
viral.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
hit me like a brick.
Yeah, I had the opposite. I was like, if I was ill as a child, I would take ages to recover from it.
Really?
Yeah.
So is that to do with your immune system then, do you think? So
Yeah, well, I think it is. I personally think that it was just like my immune system was just taking hit after hit after hit, and then when in 2018, I think it just finally crashed, and it was just like
just gave in.
Yeah.
So like with type 1, so I was diagnosed at 11, and so how that usually works is you get poorly with something that's viral, and then essentially your body kills off the wrong thing. So my body, instead of fighting the illness, it fought off my insulin and basically killed my pancreas. And then my immune system's just shot. So it's just crazy how these things come about.
Yeah, it is. I had tonsillitis before, and then
tonsillitis keeps coming up. It's crazy.
I've seen so many people say about like tonsillitis and glandular fever and like those kind of things. And that was what I initially kind of came home with. I had tonsillitis, and I remember actually being at school and I got a migraine, and I came home, I got into bed, and I feel like I never got back out of it.
Yeah, that was it then. That was the final.
Yeah. And then I had tonsillitis, and then that was just it. It was just...
It's crazy because John, who was on last week and was talking about his little girl Lila, he was saying that she was initially diagnosed with tonsillitis, wasn't she?
Yeah. There's a link there.
There's got to be a massive link there.
Like there's
it must just like something about tonsillitis must just damage our immune systems in a way.
Actually, with glandular fever, my mum had that, and then she was diagnosed with Crohn's. Not Crohn's.
Oh, okay. So it's something to do with this sort of section of your body.
Yeah.
You know, because glandular fever can be absolutely awful, can't it? So to do with tonsillitis, that seems to just mess up your immune system. And in saying that, there's a lot of people I've seen a lot of young children who since COVID have type 1 diabetes because they got COVID, and that kind of was the trigger in their body to cause them to have diabetes. So it's just crazy. It just makes you think, if you do get anything like tonsillitis and that, just watch out for any symptoms that may follow.
Yeah. I now get I feel like every winter I now get tonsillitis.
That's awful, and it's so painful.
Yeah, it's horrible. But I'm quite good at knowing the symptoms
as they're coming on.
I'm straight onto the doctor as well.
Yeah. No, I remember getting it sort of every winter, and I don't get it so much now, but it just makes you feel it's not nice, is it?
I forgot what it's called.
Oh, do you know what? Is it the one that tastes like cherries? Oh, can't think of anything worse.
Yeah,
you spray it.
In your throat.
Yeah,
it's very good. That helped me.
I mean, it's good, but it tastes absolutely awful. Yeah. But I think we're gonna sort of end it here, guys. We're going on to an hour again. Me and Ray keep sort of discussing let's try and keep it a bit shorter, but then we just get chatting away. So Ray, tell us about your guest who's coming on next week then.
Yeah, so my best friend has scoliosis, and she's suffered with it for a long time. It affects her daily, it affects everything that she does, bless her. And she wanted to come on and talk about it. I think it'd be really good for her to talk it out. And
because I was sort of absolutely. I was sort of researching scoliosis, and I don't think it's actually recognised as a chronic illness yet, but it sounds like it has all the kind of triggers of, know, that it's a long-term thing. And so it'll be so interesting to get her point of view on everything.
Definitely. Yeah.
100%. Amazing. Well, thank you, Amelie, so much for joining us. And thank you, Ray, for being so honest about your diagnosis story and everything. We'll talk about it more. So next week, I think, so we'll talk to Ray's lovely friend. I'll go into a bit of my diagnosis story, and we'll see you guys next week.
Perfect.
Amazing. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.